My next module for teachers is making your teachings effective. Now, how do you make your teachings effective? First thing that you should do is you should understand the topic yourself. The topic that you're going to teach should be so easy that the child or children understand it at once. Then you need to pair the children into teams, maybe a team of 2 or 3 children together. When you're explaining a particular topic, ask the children to form teams so that it becomes easy when you give them certain activities or in the Q&A session. In the question and answer session, give them some time to discuss the topic, to discuss amongst themselves, and then give the final answer. The resources that you use should be connected to the topic. Mostly it is seen that teachers, they collect resources which are irrelevant to the topic, and it confuses the children very much. They are not able to connect the resources with the topic that you tend to explain or to teach. So the resources are very important when it comes to teaching, and your resources should be just right, and they should match with the topic, which makes the learning easy for the children. Now, children should be able to identify the props, the resources and the props. Suppose, for example, you are using a puppet for hand actions, or say you are using a puppet to again signify something which you are teaching as a topic of the day. Now, the puppet should be familiar, it should relate to the children, it shouldn't be scary at the same time, and children should be able to understand what you are teaching. Your actions, your words, your language should be simple. Do not use very long words or very difficult words where children are unable to understand, but you can use very simple language. You can go bilingual, because what happens is mostly it is seen children who have a background of, say, English speaking parents, they can understand maybe few words easily, rather than children who don't have the English background at home. So it is always wise to repeat yourself in both languages. First, of course, you can explain them in English, and then you can, again, if you find children who have not understood the topic, then you can go bilingual. Then next is your teaching materials should always be age appropriate. Take something, take the resources, take the props which relate to the children and which they can understand. Something that they see in their everyday life, something which is available in their home also. So what happens is, if you show them such pictures, show them such objects or things or props or resources from the nature, they should be able to identify easily. And then whenever they see the object or the material, they should immediately relate this to the topic, that yes, my teacher had taught me the same in the class today. Building interest with these resources is very important. Yes, only showing the resources and just completing your work or finishing it does not make your topic easy or understandable. What you have to do as a teacher, you have to try and build interest. Make the children sit in a circle, make them come down from their chairs, make them feel easy. Do not be very strict with children. You won't become a nice teacher if you are too strict. So what children want is, they want something, somebody who loves them, who cares for them, and at the same time teaching happens. So when we say make them sit in a circle, that comes to a circle time, what we generally give to our children in the school. So, circle time is something where you involve children along with the objects, your resources, your materials, and that is when, in a very playway method, you can teach your topic and make your teaching effective. Then involve the entire class. See, what happens is some teachers have their favorite students in the class. Some, for example, there are, of course, this is quite a common practice in the class, there are a mixed children. Teachers generally, they have their choices. Oh, this one is so cute, this one is so cute. So see, what about the other children? What you should do is, fine, you have soft corner for few children. I'm not saying you don't have soft corner for others, but at the same time you should be equal when you impart your love and care in your class. So you have to take care of all the class and all the children. You have to see that each and every child is getting involved in your teaching. Then only your teaching will be effective. If you are only teaching to say 2 or 3 of your favorite students and you're not even bothered about rest of the class, then you are not a good teacher and you cannot become one. So in order to make your teachings effective and to become a very efficient teacher, what you should do is you should take the class as a whole and make each and every child understand. And how do you know that each and every child has understood? You have to ask them. You have a Q&A session at the end, and you can start from the back or you can randomly pick up children, call them up to you, and you can ask any simple questions just to understand or make out whether the child was attentive or whether the child has even understood or not. See, if the child has not understood, or if there are 2 or 3 children who have not understood the topic, there is no point in rushing to the next topic the next day. What you can do is you can repeat the same topic in a different way. That is what I would suggest, because it is very important for each and every child to understand. If you will be in a rush to finish your course material and follow the timetable strictly, that doesn't work with the younger children, pre-primary and the primary ones also. So what you have to do is you have to give this a revisit the topic and make sure that it is done, and then only move ahead. So this way you will be able to make your teachings clear and effective. Now children, they always look for a homely atmosphere. This I've already mentioned earlier. You have to make the atmosphere of your class. See, nobody is responsible for your classroom. You as a class teacher, as a subject teacher, you have to take care of the atmosphere. How do you build the atmosphere? If you just come straight, sit down, open the book, ask the children to open their books, write something, and the bell goes and you are done with the topic, this doesn't create a homely atmosphere. How does a homely atmosphere? What happens at home? At home, the children are at ease. The mother gives them enough time. The mother pampers them. The mother, of course, shows them, cares for them, everything. So this is what you have to duplicate in your class. So make your class a very, very, I would say, a fun-loving place. It shouldn't be that children, they don't want to get up and come to school. It should be like children should get up and say that, yes, I want to attend so-and-so ma'am's class. So they should look forward to attending your class. So you are responsible for the atmosphere of your class. Then scolding or shouting at them will only create disinterest and fear. See, even we talk about our school days, and we still remember a few of our teachers who were very strict with us. And, with this strictness and the fear that was built in us, it never developed a love for the subject they used to teach. So, in order to develop an interest in your teachings, you don't have to be very strict. Don't think that if you are strict, you are a good teacher. No, not at all. These days, this doesn't work. It is you have to be friendly with your children, with your class, and at the same time, you don't have to develop any fear or you don't have to shout at them all the time. There are so many teachers, when we visit the schools, we come across, they keep shouting in the class. I really wonder if they even get time to teach anything, or they simply waste all their time in disciplining the class. See, the class will already be disciplined if you start in a very friendly manner. If you come and if you start shouting and if you keep punishing children, they will never develop interest in your topic or in the class. So, shouting or scolding never works. So, please, you can just do away with this. All your topics should include a game or song. See, now for pre primary children and kindergartners, I would say everything should be in the form of a game or music. Music is something that all children love. You can always see a little one, even a toddler who's not able to walk, who just lies on the bed, and when the music or any nursery rhyme is played, the child, just, suddenly starts moving his hands and legs and just wants to dance. So, what we observe is that children are more attracted towards music or any game. So, your teaching can be in a simple game form also, where the children develop interest. Now, role play is another interactive tool to engage children. But yes, role play is generally something that we use for a little older children. So, if you're a teacher, maybe in the primary classes, you can use the role play. You can just make characters, you can make them act, you can enact the roles given in the book accordingly. And this way, the others would be interested too to take part in the role plays. Then less confident children should be given the first chance. Yes, this is very important, dear teachers. You need to understand this. Generally, teachers, they keep calling the same group of children who do things in a very beautiful manner, who are smart, who can be, they are only the monitors, they are the first benchers. But what about children who don't understand? Or see, some children, they understand it well, but in a different way. So you need to understand that what kind of my teaching would make this child understand the topic better. So if you are a good teacher, you will always involve the entire class, as we discussed earlier. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that all the entire class, there are children who are less confident, they don't speak, they try to be they just want to be in a shell. But what do you do as a good teacher to take them out of the shell? You work hard for them, you call them again and again. You, when it comes to role play or enacting something, or maybe just helping you with some work in the class, you can always call the less confident children and ask them to do things, so that they know that they will understand, yes, even I can do this, even I can act well like others, even I can sit in the first bench. So when it comes to even seating row arrangements in your class, you can keep shuffling the children. Please don't keep the children who sit on the first day at the back. Keep sitting. Just don't make them sit at the back for the entire year. What you can do is keep shuffling. You can, even the brighter students for once can sit at the back, then in the middle row, and then, of course, the front row. So this is how you should make the seating arrangements also. Keep few gifts handy to reward children who perform well. Now, even a star that we used to draw behind the palm of the children, they used to get very happy. And these days you get those stickers, the golden star, the silver, and different colored ones also. So what you can do, whenever a child performs well, or whenever a child does things in the class, or even if you have asked somebody, for example, there is this child Sonia in the class, you ask Sonia, please get up, can you give me that ball from the shelf? And if Sonia brings that ball to you and hands it over to you, you can just give a star at the back of her palm, So just see the happiness and the cheerfulness that the child will have for the entire day. The child would go around, Sonia would go around showing it to all her friends or at home, to her mama, to her grandparents. That teacher gave me a star today because I helped my teacher with this work. So these little things make a lot of difference in the child's confidence building. Chocolates or candies can also be used sometimes, but yes, mostly we avoid these things because what happens is we don't know if the child is allergic to some kind of, ingredient in the chocolate or candy. So, generally, without the parents' permission, we don't give them. But yes, if the parent is sending something similar in the tiffin box and you know that the child is okay and he does not have any allergy or is not allergic to any of the ingredients, we can also use it as a reward once in a while in the class or maybe on weekends. Then, lastly, your warmth for children matters a lot. Yes, I mentioned it again earlier. See, a teacher is a mother in the school. Simple. A mother cannot be in the school for those number of hours. So, of course, it is a teacher that takes care of the children. So, what they expect is, why do children cry when their parents drop them at the gate? Because they know that, either the teacher is strict, the teacher doesn't talk to me properly. There is some kind of insecurity in the child that does not make the child feel happy coming to school. So you can change this by giving the child warmth, playing with the child, giving that difficult child little extra time so that the child would change in few days. Of course, this will not happen overnight. It will take time, but at the same time, the child will change and will be happy to come to school in the consecutive days. So, this is all about making your teaching effective. And a good teacher always leaves an impression in the class. Whenever your class graduates to another class, now they should remember you as a good teacher, not as somebody who used to scold, who used to, hurt them, who used to be always nagging about things. So, if you want to be an effective teacher or a good teacher, always leave a good impression on your class or the children's mind so that they remember you for all their life. So, I hope you have liked this small session on how to make your teachings effective. And please let me know if you have liked the module. And teachers, I would also want, like, if you want any particular topic to be explained or little training or little overview on some other topic that you are working on or you face it in your daily life, kindly feel free to mail me on chaturvedisarika6@gmail.com. With this, I end my session here. Thank you so much.